Buenos dias. Excuse me. Buenos dias. I am going to start to paint my new cabinets. Look at how lovely they are. Look at that. Look at that. 36 by 24. I had only did that. I have to do it again. This one is going to come out. That was a drawer. That's going to come out. And that'll be back because there's going to be a cabinet built right there. And yeah, so look at how beautiful. Look at that. 3/4 inch plywood. Right? Look at that. Look at that. And that's a little placemat that I have in the cabinet. I gotta put another piece of plastic there because I don't want my cabinets, I don't want the lining to get all dirty and yuck yuck. He also built these too, and I had them gray. So now I want to lighten up my world, and well, they're going to be all white. And I'll show the handles that I picked up. Right here, good handles. Good handles. They're going to go good on the black. I have to get my gloves because I just did my nails. Oh, and I do have some paint on them. I only put one coat, but I'll take this off. But watch me work, everybody. Hold on 1 second. We'll make it. Nada. The dog. Okay, here I go. Beep. Alrighty. Shoot. Oh, alright. I got to get a little small spongy brush. Okay, 1 second, I'll be right back. Oh, God. Hello, Frazul. City Q. City Q é paisano, how you doing? Como dice? Yes, I learned Italian when I was younger, and I'm not even Italian. I told that story. My mother thought we thought our grandfather was from Calabria, and we thought that, well, my mother thought that her name was Ciccone, Ciccone. Anyway, they're my half uncles. Turns out that, well, I am a 0% Italian. No. But anyway, I'm not talking about my ethnicity now. I'm going to paint, but I have to get a little spongy thing. Oh boy, hold on. Hey, Marty. Fungal. I can't find it. I'll just have to use what I have here. Hold on. Huh. This is me. I'm a contractor. But I'm gonna get it done. Get it done. Get it done. Get it done. All right, here we go. Oh God. All right, let me just paint it here. Very lightly. The guy wanted to paint them before he put them up on the wall, but that was more time. I was like, no, chop, just put them together. I'll do the painting. I'm not a prima donna. I will be in my next lifetime if I come back as a lady. I wish. No, not really, because then I'd be like a real little wimp, and I'd be like, oh God, no, I can't do anything for myself. I can't, I need a man. Without a man, my life will not be complete. Because a man is my oxygen. No. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is why I'm always freaking knocked out and exhausted. Even before my husband died. Oh well. As long as I wake up, I'll take it from there. Uh-oh. Getting a little leaky here. I see a little leaky, no leaky. All right. Oh, he did sand them down, so that's good. I do need that other little, stinking Lincoln. I can't find it. Well, just gonna have to wait on it. This is a great applicator. Oh, I got a leg pull, I got a leg cramp. Oh, that's my good leg. Oh, boy. Yeah, so like I wrote in the description, actually store-bought cabinets, the higher ones were, within my range, would have been $4,500. But then but they're all, the only thing that you get that's real wood when you buy cabinets, you'll have a wood panel on the door, and you'll have maybe if you have like that, what do you call that? There's a name for it, where you have the frames around, shaker. Like, one at the store, the guy had wood cabinets, but then when I saw what they had in the showroom, I was like, yeah, this is wood. The doors are wood. The sides are made out of plywood with the laminate over it, or the paint, There's so many gimmicks when it comes to sales, let me tell you. See, I think I was an investigative journalist in my past life, because I had to know everything, even as a kid. Then saying, children should be seen and not heard. You don't ask questions. You just watch and shut your mouth. Basically, that's how it was growing up in my era. Let me tell you something, kids pick up, kids learn, they see stuff, they never forget. Okay, we got that there. I can't go up, I can go higher, but then if I lift up, I'm going to be all banged up. Okay. I got you there, and I got you here. Oh God, I meant to put my gloves on. Because I'm going to have paint all over me. Oh. Now, let's see. So, how's everybody's day? Hope you're all having a wonderful day, night, morning, wherever you're located. I notice I have a lot of viewers from the UK. Yeah, this goes on so nice and smooth. I love it. Oh. Yeah, so nice. Well, we're gonna, looks like we're gonna have a little situation here. Yeah, nice, even Steven, look at that. Oh my God. Oh, look. It's so bueno, it's so bueno. All right, I'm gonna have to get in there. All right, well, I'm gonna have to squeeze it in like that. So, everybody see the verdict for Diddy? I knew he was gonna walk. He was gonna be charged with the lesser charges because that's just the way it was gonna go for him. So I don't know what his sentencing will be. That'll be another date, because usually when they, or maybe sometimes, no, he probably got sentenced. I don't know. I didn't follow up on that. But all I know is that he made a lot of investment. Johnson & Johnson, their stock must have went up. Thank you, P. Diddy, for that. Well, what? Yeah, he lived those crazy lifestyles. I was invited to one of his white parties out in the Hamptons. Yep, when I was doing the extra work. Somebody said, hey, Diddy's having a party, you can go if you want. And I was like, who? Where? Hamptons? No, I don't think so. Yeah, I used to work as an extra. I used to do that sometimes. That was fun. But then you get exploited, you know? Well, I was non-union then, and got paid like, it was like $110 for the day. Then after taxes, it was like $85 for like 6 or 7 hours. So basically, it was like minimum wage. But it was fun. It was something to do. Now I'm in the union, but I have to pay my dues. I haven't paid them in a couple of years. So my numbers are up. I'll start doing that again. I'm just waiting for my big breakout shot. This way I have the mantle ready for my award. No, just kidding. I actually like being behind the scenes. I like create production, like my name. Right now I'm creating magic. Do you know, if you're a righty, you should learn how to write with your left hand. It trains your brain. If I could write with both hands, I'm so special. Oh my God. I missed my potential. Oh well, that's okay. Everything is in God's plan. We don't make the orders. We're just here on earth. You know, we're occupying this space. We don't make the orders. We can't, you know, unless you use AI, you know, we can't like, well, it'd be great to make things go the way you want them to go in life. Like that song, you can do magic. When you wake up every day, that's magic. Make the best of every day. Look at all the poor innocent victims Look at what's happening in the Middle East. I mean, we live in a world, man. We live in a freaking world. Ow. Okay. Looking good. Looking good. Okay. I don't respond to silly questions. How old are you? I'm old. I'm old like Medusa, baby. Okay. Let's see this. Hold on. Let's see how Medusa can do this. You know, I had this kitchen together and I decided to like, I don't know, my OCD or whatever. I was like, let me change it. Let me change it. Let me move the stuff. Let me have to spend money I don't really need to be spending because I have a bug up my, you know what. All right, these ain't going nowhere. They're staying, no more moving. This is like the third time that I've done this. 3 times the charm, they say. No more moving, no more rearranging. Oh, God. There you go. Oof. They're beautiful, though. They're really nice looking cabinets, man. Some good shit. There's some good shit. I got these frickin' realtors calling me because I was, well, 2 different occasions selling my house, but it's like, get my number off your phone, I'm not selling. Oh, God. But you know what? I'm gonna send these people in my town here a thank you, because for their harassment with this BS, they actually did me a favor. So you know, God works in strange ways. Yeah, I had open permits, and they were from a shed that was already on my property, because it was all politics, all nonsense, you know, because they're, you know, they have a certain brain frame up here with these people, like a MAGA brain. And apparently, they didn't like some of the things that I said and complained about. Well, you know what? Too frickin' bad. Do your mofo job. How do you go after a homeowner whose the building was already on the property at the time of purchase, which was on the listing agreement, which I showed these mopes. Oh no, it's illegal. Illegal. Please. Anyway, after that, then they got a nice audit. Good. Yep. You can play your nonsensical games with people who are going to play along. I'm not going to be playing along with nobody, because there's a law in New York State, grandfathered, anything that is on a property at the time of purchase is grandfathered into the deed. And because the previous owner didn't do that, well, you know what? It was already grandfathered on my deed. I should have only had to pay for the permit, not all the other BS. But you know, this is what happens. They want to make, yeah, I had to go to 2 frickin' meetings. I had to spend like, oh my God, all this effing money. I'll be writing to the controller again. I want my money back, because that was all BS. Lady came here and she was looking, and then I said, what the heck is going on? This is BS. I'm here. She was, oh, you gotta put a cover on that helmet. Oh, what are you talking about? And then I was like, what the heck is going on? I said, this is effing BS. And she was like, oh, I feel intimidated. Oh, I have got to go. Okay. She's from the Bronx, the lady. She never heard the word F-O-R, you know what? Blank, blank. Okay. And then she had said something like, oh, well, you know, things from 20 years ago. I was like, no, honey, this is something else, because you're not, nah. Oh, you know, things pop up from 20 years ago. You never know. So she basically, she told on herself. Yeah. Look out of here, lady. Yeah, and what they did a move that was totally unprofessional, and I complained about it. No, they do a hearing, they don't record it. Every time they have a hearing, they record it. They didn't record my meeting, and the other gentleman that was there. Hold on one second. A telephone operator here. No, I bought a Sony. I bought another phone, like for photography. That's a word that I get photography. And I have an old Samsung, well, 23. I keep my phones until they like break. I'm not somebody who's got to buy a new phone every time a new phone comes out. To me, that's such a waste of money. Oh, you gotta have a new phone? Yeah, you want a new phone? Oh, I have to have a new phone because, you know, I just have to. I don't know, I'm very simple. I like simple stuff. Ooh. People spend money like they live off of a trust fund, you know, like they're an heiress. They're heirs to like a Saudi royal prince or something. Like people gotta live in the freaking real world here, man. Wants and needs, people, wants and needs. I wanted to be 5'10", or 5'9", and have hazel eyes, you know? And have like a sandy blonde hair color like my brother, but well, my brother's all Caucasian. I'm not. Anyway, I'm the dark one. Everybody's lighter than me in my family. I was told many years ago by by a few people, not to get any darker. Don't get any darker. Pull your hair back. Don't have your hair out. Your hair is too wild. Unless you straighten it and make it look like Becky. I could never understand why. I was like, what are they talking about? But then there's a word in Italian. It's a bad word. And it's in reference to black people, where they say, hey, you Molignan, hey, you little eggplant, oh, hey, oh, that's crazy. Oh my God, what are you gonna do? And in Italian, they say, Taroni, Taroni is dirt. Yep. Mm-hmm. Do you know that Italians were never considered white because of the skin and because of the mix? Yep. Southern Italians, you got Africa right across. Yep. Racism, it's a big part of our society. Color line. Oh, got that there, got that there. Oh, wait, get that piece there. Okay, why are you bending like this? You can step down. Don't. Anybody want to help me? Come over and I'll pay you. Ideally, I would like to get a roommate, charge them like a low rent. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to put an ad. I'm going to go over to the VA. Next time my brother has to go to the hospital, I'm going to go there and put a flyer up. Yeah, I have a full downstairs, the bathroom and everything. Make out a deal with somebody. Charge you like a low rent, charge you like $900 a month, and you do the landscaping, you do all the repairs. No smoking, no sleepovers. You can have guests. I mean, you could have a sleepover, but then you gotta worry and panic like who you're into. You do a background check, but they could come out pristine and have an 800 plus credit score and phenomenal work history, and then you get a little bit. That would end up being my luck. You never know. Oh my God. But I'm making progress. Anyway. So, look at how nice. Coming along. They look good. They look good. And then, next month, when I could finish painting this guy, he'll finish the bottom. And that'll be that. I'm old, Dr. Weirdo. You keep asking me that. I'm from New York City. I'm 100. I'm really AI. This is why I look like I'm like in my late 50s, or if I made my hair darker, I would look like I was only about 50. People still think I'm younger. So that's a good thing. Okay, here we go, younger. Oh, I put just about the correct amount in the pan. So I don't have to return it back to the container, the paint can. I have that little plastic thing that you put when you open up the can so that the paint, you don't waste the paint as it drips along the side. It's down in the garage. I can grab it. My dog gave her bath. She gets her bath every week. Quick wash. Then when her coat is damp, I put oil on her coat because she sheds a lot. She's a miniature pin. She's a long-haired min pin Chihuahua mix. I don't think she's got much more time to go because she's not eating much. Well, it is really hot too, so. She has a collapsed trachea, my little girl. And she's always so that's sad. That saddens me to see her suffer and not be well. Most definitely. Oh, coming along. Yes, this is a boring live. I'm just painting. Watch my video so you can watch the paint dry. Oh my God. Do these corners first. Okay. All right. Oh, watching. I got 9 people watching. It's whoever else is watching. Hi. Oh my God. So I tell the story about how I thought this was going to be my happy ever after, and well, that didn't work out like that, really. Unfortunately, I was deceived, and well, information was withheld that I should have been privy to prior to nuptials, you know? But chronic lying is it's a mental health disorder. Yeah, it really is. Because when you're always lying, and you do it repetitively, it's just, there's something that doesn't work well. So that's what happened. I used to tell them, you can stay as roommates. You want to be roommates? You can be roommates. You can stay living here. Oh, no, we can't do that. We gotta, yeah. Meanwhile, it was all BS, all the whole freaking thing. And then after he died, his son says, oh, I thought you guys were divorced. I was like, oh, okay. I mean, the light bulb was on because I knew what was going on. But then the light bulb, it became fluorescent. I was like, oh, yeah. Yeah, anyway. What are you going to do? You live in your authentic self, then you have longevity. You lie, and those lies turn around and they churn inside of you, mentally and physically. Because at that point, you know, I'm like, oh, so whatever you want to do, just don't, I don't need to be wasting time here. Oh, no, we can't do that. Da. He had green eyes. Green eyes always freaking made me, I don't know, they just always did something. Oh, God. Anyway, he's in a better place now. Because when you go on, there's no, you're at peace. His soul carrying on, you know. I sense his presence here with me. I even smell his cigars. Yep. Just out of nowhere. You know, there'd be no wind, the air will be still, and I'll just get, so, spirit comes through like that. You know what was crazy? When we went and got the marriage license, because I lived in Manhattan when we got married. No, we were up here, but I still have my place. But anyway, they only, at the Muni building, it's a cashier's check, or this is how it was back then in 04. Cashier's check or money order only. I go and I buy a money order, and this is crazy, right? The last 4 numbers on the money order were 4237. Now, my ex-husband, the fireman, he was in ladder 4273. And the day that we were getting married, he spent the night over at his parents' house because we were already living together. And I'll never forget this. Get freaking goosebumps. We were sitting at the dining room table, and I had a photograph on the wall, and the TV in my back room, right? We're out here. The photo, it almost looked like it was shaking. What the hell is that? And I looked again. And then when that was happening, the TV in the bedroom went on. And that was the night before I married him. So, and then when I think back after, I was like, oh wow. So it was like, he was like warning, almost like sending me a signal, like, okay, just be with him. Don't get married, bro. Don't get married. Anyway, that's crazy. Oh God, what a story I got. Whew. Like everybody, we all got stories. I gotta move over, brother. Yeah, it was eventful. I can say that. It was eventful. But, then you get married, you try to, me with my posts, you got, to my mother, you gotta stay married, you gotta work it out with your husband, you gotta do that. No, you gotta work it out, you gotta work it out. I'm not a quitter. I mean, I'll crawl to get something done, because I will finish whatever task I start. I mean, it might take me more than somebody else. But I never give up. And well, I stayed. I even filed for divorce, and then he begged me, no, don't do it. Okay, no. Yep. And I had to put that on social media after I heard that from his darling son. Ugh, those people. Oh my God. If that was a situation, man, I'm glad. Oh, I'm very sad that he's gone, but I would never, ever get myself ever in a situation like that. Ever. My father-in-law called me, he had names. He had not nice ethnic names towards me. And I threw him out of my house one time. He came here and he said, hey, how you doing, buckwheat? Buckwheat? Anybody who's got melon knows what that word freaking means. Buckwheat? Yeah. I said, you know what? My name is Patricia. I'm your daughter-in-law. I want you to leave my house. And then they left. The hell out of here, man. Can't you tell I just fit in so well with them people over there in the Pinocchio land? Yeah. It's crazy. Oh, shoot. I almost this freaking floor is pitched. I have to get, oh my God, that's another project that I have to just kind of budget myself, but I'm getting there. Yeah. Even, it was crazy too. We went to a christening for his cousin's child, one of his children. And his aunt, who had not seen my husband in 20 years, these people, I don't understand it, but this, she doesn't see her nephew in 20 years. Obviously, we're all going to age and get older. And she's like, wow, you look really old. Oh boy, love. I could feel the warmth. My heart is just melting. And then I'm sitting there, and then they saw me. Those GD Mexicans, they're all drug dealers and da-da-da-da-da, and they're all criminals. I was like, here we go. Because if I was blonde or ginger with, white skin, type of minorities would not have been brought up, But I got their read. I got her read. Crazy people. Oh God, the drum. Oh, oh God. Now, if I was a feeble, weak-minded woman, I'd be like institutionalized now with all the stuff that's happened, you know? And I mean that in all sincerity. Because you can have one traumatic episode, just one, and you'll never recover from it. I've had laundry lists of traumatic episodes. Mm-hmm. Oh well. You know what they say, you can't keep a good woman down. Oh no, what was that? Was that like a buggy? Oh no, don't go on my freaking cabinet. My white paint cabinets, don't you dare. Why am I getting a little streak there? Oh, I know why, because I need to add more paint. Oh my god, I did this like with almost exact precision as far as the paint goes. Ay, ay, ay. I went to Goodwill yesterday. Those shoes that I had on, I bought those at Goodwill. Because all my high heels I gave to my niece. Because I had 2 spinal fusions. First my cervical collar after the deer banged into me going 70 miles an hour. And then my lumbar. My discs were like, our discs are like hamburgers. We have the liquid gel in between each sack, and mine were like this. Because after the deer hit me, I had a Volvo, like a 97, 90, and when the deer hit me, like that, right? But I held on, and I just took my foot off the accelerator, because had I have stopped, I wouldn't be here, because there were vehicles behind me, ahead of me, left and the right lane. Oh, thank you. Yeah. God. Yeah, and then the pain was real, and I don't do any kind of painkillers. I like to take the pain, not that I'm a sadist, but when your body, when you allow your body to feel pain, it subsides. But when you feel pain and you take an opioid, then the neuroreceptors in the brain are craving that, because your mind is saying, okay, the pain, I feel better, I'm relaxed. And then the mind adopts that type of like dendrites and neurons. Oh my God, maybe I was a neurologist. Yep. Even when I broke my leg. I shared the story about the nurse who, she came in one night, like, whatever, 12, medication time, Nurse Ratchet, and, she hands me, she's got 2 pills. They're 2, anti-inflammatory, and then she says, oh, I dropped the oxycodone. And I said, what is this? She said, oh, it's the anti-inflammatory. Oh, there were 2. No, anyway, she goes, oh, I dropped it. And she looked lit, this lady. And she's like, oh, I dropped it. I said, well, you better find it, you know. And she's looking around. I said, call your charge nurse, because you're not putting it in there that you gave me 2 doses. Not that I needed it, but then after I made a stink about it, and the head charge nurse came into the room, she puts the light on, and she conveniently finds it, because that shit was in her back, in her pocket, and she was probably, getting a buzz. Yep. Oh, I hope that lady's okay. I hope whatever patient she has, they're okay. That was crazy. Oh my God, I got so many stories. Won't you? Won't you? Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, well, like I said, when I broke my leg, I told the doctor, you want pain? Nope, I'm okay. They were like, go girl, you go, 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 go. Yeah, it's the truth. If you allow your body to sustain the pain, your mind becomes stronger. Oh no, get off my microwave. Oh no. Oh God, I gotta wipe that up. Oh. Oh my goodness. No. Come on. I can't have pink on you, honey bunny. Pull you back. All right. They look good. I need a little wedgie. I need a, not one of those wedgies, a paintbrush wedgie. I had a bag of them. Yeah, as far as, I talk about the story with my husband, I rushed into that. Because, well, that was, I had the need to feel protected. And he was a big guy, strong, had a good job, outstanding work ethic. He was a very hard worker, worked like a dog. He grew up on a farm. That young man was working from the time he said he was driving a trailer when he was 8 years old, a tractor on the farm. 8 years old, because he was tall, he was a big guy. And I'm not a big woman, but I know, like, by the time I was 10 years old, I was already like 5'2". I just like had a growth spurt. And, anyway, worked like an animal. Like a freaking animal. The alarm would go off and he wouldn't wake up. And I knew how exhausted he was. And I would just let him sleep. And then he'd get up like at 6 or something. Oh, what are you doing? Why'd you wake me up here? Calm down. The world will not stop if you miss a day of work and you rest and recuperate. But he never listened. Yeah, that was a horrific situation. Yeah. Man, never ever freaking listen. I tell the story when we first met. He was in my building where we used to work, and he was working with his partner, doing the welding and all that, and the rigging, and a 200-pound pipe fell, and he grabbed it because it was almost going to hit his work partner, and when he grabbed it, he banged up his elbow. Turned out that he broke his elbow. He never went to the doctor. Mark, you gotta go get an X-ray. Mark, you gotta go get an X-ray. Mark, you gotta go get an X-ray. I was like a parrot. Same thing. He never listened. He finally went because he couldn't move his arm. And the girl said, you have a broken elbow. And he said, oh, my girlfriend told me to go. And he said that she pulled his hair. She said, listen to you, girl. Listen to us. We know. Oh, well. This is life, right? If we all had the answers, our names would be God, right? I told a story. I told them. I had lived in Florida briefly, and we were driving down with my husband and I, and my sister Catherine. Now, my sister Catherine, she was born a platinum blonde, and she has hazel eyes and blue eyes, and we're driving, because from up here, I'll go 84 down to 84, pick up 91 down in like Scranton, take 91, and then we drive to 77. It's a nice because you're going through the Virginia valleys and all that. Anyway, so we're seeing the signage when we get on 95 down like in Carolina, North Carolina, South Carolina. We picked up 77 because that's just how it ran. Anyway, see the sign, Maurice's BBQ. We're salivating because we've been driving a long time. Anyway, we go to this place, and we had the, Colonel Kentucky Fried Chicken, and you had that thing that they wear, that ornament, whatever, looking like a cowboy, and they had KKK memorabilia out on the table. They were having a rally. They were having a meeting. And all three of us walked in. My husband walked in first, my sister, and then I was the last one, right? And you could see the expression on the hostess. She's like, hi, with the menu, hi. And then I walk in, and, oh, one of them. It's one of them. And they were like, food to go only. Now, had I have not been there, I bet you they would have been seated, because they would have thought that they were a couple. I mean, my sister's only 7 years older than me, and my husband's a big guy. He always looked older, I was like, ain't there something? A little hot there. Maurice's barbecue, right down there in South Carolina. That was crazy. Yes, ma'am. That was some crazy. They had a rule. Nobody tan is allowed to enter unless it's a spray tan. Oh, God. Can't make this shit up. I swear to God. Can't make it up. Can't make it up. Cannot make it up. Oh, my God. Okay, I got a little streak. I'm kind of not feeling that. What's happening there? Why is that going like that? Okay. Do you this way? Alright, you're going to need another coat anyway. So, now I can go rinse this out. Oh my God. Yeah, like I was saying, that we rushed into. I needed to be second. I was like, oh, you gotta cradle me. Meanwhile, I was the one doing the cradling. Isn't that something? You we can hook up with someone because we have the need to be with someone, and you're thinking of that person like to be your all, and then it turns out that you become their all because you have more of you're more grounded, you know? Oh well. I hope I see him again when I get into heaven, if I go to heaven. He's up there with my ex-husband, and he's up there with my son's father. All three of them. They're my guardians, all three. And my mother and my father, of course. Yeah? I was always alone anyway, so it's like... My husband was a very manly man, but also very disconnected. I'm very disconnected too, because I could shut you out and turn the switch on. Yep, I don't even know you. You no longer breathe. But yeah, some people, they could just turn it off. Yeah, that's me. I don't like you. I don't want to deal with you. Goodbye. Snip. I guess that's a character defect I need to work on. Well, we all learn, right? We all learn. We're all works in progress, every one of us. Anyway, I went a long way for that story now, didn't I? Okay, now I can do that side. Oh. I got to get a little bit more paint for the other side. Ooh. Oh, oh, my bones. Oh, God. Then I got work to do downstairs, too. Oh, my God. I'm going to get the piece up here and then have like a nice whatever. And just go to the window. And then I have the hole under the window for the light. No more moves, no more changes, nope, no more. This is it. Oh, I gotta get up there. What am I doing? Stand up. Ooh. Yeah, so I tell people, you know, you have to really take your time if you're gonna like cohabitate with somebody or get married. Do a background check on them and shit, so you know who you're dealing with. This way there's no surprises. My house is pitched. My house is off by about 1 full inch. It just, that's how the floor is said. Because they never inspected this house correctly. Because when you hang the plume, in every room that you're in, that plume is going to determine whether or not the structure is leveled. And they didn't do that. See, I know these things. Oh well. I did this all on my own here, so I was a house virgin, a new homeowner virgin. Oh well, what are you gonna do? I had asked my husband if he knew about inspections. He told me, oh no, I don't know about it. Oh, okay. And then after we're living here, he was doing something up in the attic and he was talking about all this stuff. And I was like, oh, I thought you didn't know about this. So, you know, What are you gonna do? I honestly believe that we met so that I could save him and be a protector for him. He was a protector for me too. But I was more like, because I was 4 years older than him, and well, he's no longer here. So, because he never shopped for it, never went and bought groceries. He was like, okay, my wife always did that, because he was married before 2 other times. Well, one common law, one legal and one common law. And so I taught him how to manage money, I taught him how to go grocery shopping and budget. I taught him how to cook. He taught me about construction. We worked well together with projects. Let's put it this way, had I have never asked a question, had I never asked anything or wanted to get into depth to like find out what was going on under the cabeza, you know, shh, don't talk, shh. Everything was like, oh, all right, what are you gonna do? I'm an open book. Like when I first met him, I told him stuff, you know, this is what it is, this is what happened, da 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 da. This way you're not surprised. I'm not trying to, you know, pull any wool over your eyes. This is where I'm at, da da da. Oh well. All right. Well, Lonnie Dottie, we like to party. All right. Well, everyone, thank you for keeping me company while I do my labor here. And if you like what I have to say, you can follow me. If you don't, that's okay. I have to check my BP now. Oh. My heart's racing. Yeah, I don't know. It's probably my kidneys because, well, I do have some heart issues too. I've had an arrhythmia since, well, forever. I grew up in the Bronx and I always had chronic upper respiratory as a kid. And, well, apparently from having infections and everything, it did something to my heart to create arrhythmia or whatever, because I was actually a premature baby. I was supposed to be born on Hitler's birthday. Okay, it's not that bad. It's 136 over 83. Phew. Yeah, I was born a month ahead. So instead of a full 39 weeks, I was born at 29 and a half weeks, my mother said. But I came on the best day, St. Patrick's Day. Let's see. This is a Sony smartwatch. It was only 35 bucks. I have a Samsung. And that was like, well, I bought it on sale. But they normally go for like 200. Oh, 102, yeah, okay. Yeah, I can feel it. Anyway, everyone, I just want to say thank you again. And Like I said, if you like what I have to say, if you follow me, if you don't, that's okay. Till I see you next time, may you have a wonderful day, night, morning, and stay well. Do the right thing. Bye.